just try to be a little bit happier. Okay. You want me to go first?
Wouldn't that be you going second?
No, because your answer is terrible.
But my answer is my answer.
No, it's not.
Also my answer.
Okay, tell me if you see both your mom and dad.
I see both of you.
Okay.
Daddy looks a little. Can you smile a bit? Like look more energized. Thank you.
I don't know what
Making
I'm
it
supposed
all happening.
I feel like this is a hostage video. I'm just sitting in the back here just watching you talk. I just feel very awkward. I can just imagine what I look like. Just sitting back here as time is passing. This is really awkward.
He loves being on camera. All right, guys, so this is the Q&A that I promised you like maybe 4 or 5 months ago. And life has just been crazy. Hubby has just been incredibly difficult to lock down on camera, which is so strange because he loves being on camera so much. Right, babe? He doesn't like to lie. So, but I was able to get him here, get him somewhat excited to be on camera. He's not excited, but I'm gonna go ahead and answer these questions, or we're gonna go ahead and answer these questions. We do have little ones in the background, so you might hear them, but yeah, we'll do our best. So the first question is, who does what in the home? You wanna start?
It's not a good time. We work as a team.
Why are you making it sound like you're lying?
We work as a team.
What?
So I don't.
Go ahead. I'm sorry. Who does what in the home?
I think we work very well as a team, so it's a collaborative effort between both of us to get things done in the home. There's not one person who's responsible for any one thing. There are things that I'm certainly better at and certain things that you're better at. And so I think together as pieces of a puzzle, we fit together to get all the things done.
That was a good answer, babe. That was a really good answer.
I try.
All right, so what I agree. I think that there are seasons and there are moments in which there are seasons which I can't do anything in the house, or I haven't done anything in the house, whether I've just given birth or I'm going through whatever. And he always steps up. He's always there. He's like my rock. And there are seasons where Wendy's doing her thing, right? I'm cooking, making the bread from scratch.
I don't know what
making
I'm
it
supposed to do.
all happening.
I feel like this is a hostage video. I'm just sitting in the back here just watching you talk. I just feel very awkward. I can just imagine what I look like. Just sitting back here as time is passing. This is really awkward.
He loves being on camera. But there are times where, I have it all together and we're all good, but he's right. We just really work well off of each other and just helping one another out. So I couldn't have answered that better. So what has been your favorite date?
As in like November 11th?
What happened on November 11th?
That's a date.
No. Why are you telling people your birthday? You gonna tell them your social too? No, I mean like a favorite date that we've been on together. Make it appropriate.
The first one.
What was the first one? What's our first date, babe?
Went to the movies.
Oh,
we saw
yeah.
a comedy and you cried 3 times.
I did. The thing is, that wasn't a date. That wasn't a date because we were friends. That was not a date.
Okay.
That wasn't a date, okay? Anyways, but we did go to a movie together. The movie was real sad. I don't know what kind of comedy that was. That was such a sad movie. What was it?
It was Cat Williams and Ice Cube in First Sunday. We're not talking about Oscar winners or nominations or anything like that.
Anyways, let me know in the comments, is First Sunday really sad? Or does it have sad parts? All right, my favorite date that we have gone on, I don't know, babe. What's my favorite date?
This is going to be a very long experience if you take this long answer.
Hold on, let me think. What is our favorite date? Hold on. Let me think. My favorite date that we have ever been on. See, I like our trips. Like one time he took me to New York for my birthday, and that was like, I mean, it's a trip, but that was like the best experience ever. And I had such a blast. We got to have new experiences together, and I don't know. I'd say that was my favorite date. Remember when we went to New York?
Yeah, I remember. We gotta move through these questions.
Okay.
There's a hostage video happening back here. I don't know what I'm supposed to do.
Okay, how did we meet?
In college. Awkward moments in class, and then started talking. I insulted your dead father, and then things progressed from there.
Yep, we were friends. We met in college. I couldn't stand him. I'm pretty sure I've said that in past videos, so you want to check it out. He was super annoying. Very much a know-it-all. Pretty much the same, babe.
Not hard to be a know-it-all when you know it all.
See, he's so humble. He's so humble, baby. If this is too deep, answer. Okay, sorry. Hold on. Oh wait, no, you can cut all that out, right? You can cut all that out. How did you guys deal with your daughter's diagnosis in the beginning?
Very poorly. Very difficult transitions, very hard to see your child go through anything. Like, you don't want your child to have a cold, let alone be diagnosed with a terrible autoimmune disease. We didn't handle it well. She handled it perfectly. I think I was more emotional than she was. I took the news harder. Everything was a lot more difficult. But over time, seeing her thrive and do well, then I started to do better. So I needed more comforting than she did going through the process. But it was a growing experience, and armed with routines and strategies and things of that nature, it got easier over time. So the more comfortable she got, the more comfortable I was. And then she kind of consoled me and showed me the strength that I needed in order to deal with what she was dealing with.
I think he does himself a disservice. I think he dealt really well with it during that time. It was just a really sad time. And I remember, but he didn't break down, if that makes sense. He had moments, but he was always a rock during that time while I was a mess. But, you know, through prayer and just lots and lots of people surrounding us and really there for us during that time, and praying for us and praying for our daughter, we were really able to not overcome it. I don't think we can ever overcome it, but we were able to walk through it. Okay, so what does it feel? That's a good question. What does it feel like to be a teacher and have homeschooled kids? That's a good question. Why? You got something against teachers?
What does it feel like? I have something against a question. What does like gas?
Don't insult my peoples.
I don't know exactly what the question is asking me. Like, what does it feel like? It feels like
You don't have feelings?
Monday. No, I don't know if there's supposed to be some sort of juxtaposition to the fact that you teach at a public school and your kids are homeschool, if that makes me feel like some sort of hypocrisy or something.
Yes, you don't see the hypocrisy?
No, I don't see any hypocrisy in that whatsoever. I feel as though that maybe that is the best thing for my children in this time or this juncture in life. It doesn't prove or show anything about like public education being invalid. It shows more so this fits what I believe in my style. And then it also shows that like there's something in me that feels that I am an asset to children who are in public education sphere, right? Like, so it's more so that like my daughter has autoimmune disease. We have values and things that we want to instill in our kids while they are young. And so this best fits my family at that given time, right? Like, so that has no bearing on my belief or my faith or lack thereof in public education, right? Like, so I'm a product of public education. I feel as though anything that can be done in public education. It can be done in homeschool. I'm not one of these hardened people who believe that like there's only one way to go about educating our kids, right? Like, so I feel as though with parents and with due diligence that like we can do what's in the best interest of ourselves and our kids.
What do you think God thinks about it?
I haven't reached a chapter in which God talks about homeschooling versus public education, but as soon as I hit that chapter, I will then let you know what God thinks.
You'll let me know? Okay, so what is your favorite thing about each other?
I love me.
What is your favorite thing about me, Sam?
That you love me.
Deep. You want me to go first?
Wouldn't that be you going second?
No, because your answer is terrible.
But my answer is my answer.
No, it's not. Your favorite thing is, because if that's your answer, that's not a good answer. So your favorite thing about me is that I love you?
And your favorite thing about God isn't that he loves you?
What I'm saying is I don't feel like I'm very loving. You think I'm loving?
I didn't say you were loving me. You love me.
Okay, so if I stopped loving you, then you'd stop loving me?
Yes.
Okay, good stuff. My favorite thing about my husband is that it's hard. Because I want to say that I love the fact that you're wise. That like the way that you think, it's very different. It takes a lot of different things into play. It's not just one way. It's not just black or white. It's very, it's like an onion. It's got layers. And so it forces me to think very differently as well. And it forces me to look at life differently and not just in this very black and white bubble that I have always looked at life in. That's one of the main reasons why I fell in love with him. It's because of how he views things and how he sees the world. He's always been just a wonderful person to have a conversation with and to learn and to come out learning something new. But then the flip side of it is I really love how he loves me, if that makes sense. And no, I did not steal your answer because my answer is true. I really love how he loves me. I really love how selfless he loves me and how he is willing to die to himself every single day to be a better husband, to be a better father, to be a better person because of the love that he has for me. It makes me want to be a better person. It makes me better. So those are the two things I would say that I love about him most. Oh, those are the two things that I would say are my two favorite things about him.
I didn't hear you say humility.
Oh no, he's not humble. He's not humble. That would be a lie. Okay, so how do you he's working on it though. God's working on him. God will teach you humbleness. God loves humbleness. He's a work in progress. Okay, so how do you keep homeschooling from controlling your marriage?
Because homeschooling isn't my marriage.
You don't think
I'm not tied to homeschooling. I didn't take any vows for homeschooling till death do us part. And the minute that homeschool has affected my marriage, either we need to work it out or homeschool gotta go. I don't understand that idea or the notion that like homeschooling can impact my marriage. And I think that like if it did, then we would have to reevaluate homeschooling or find whatever the root cause is or what the issue is. If there's some sort of imbalance, if there is the responsibilities aren't being shared enough. There, I don't know how homeschooling could really impact or affect your marriage. It has to be another issue. Like the idea of teaching my kids is ruining my marriage. Like there has to be something else. Like it can't be homeschooling. Right? Like
Well, what
there
if
has to
it's
be
all encompassing and it's overwhelming to your wife and that's what she's thinking about all the time?
So that sounds like that your wife needs help.
Yeah.
That like maybe you aren't helping or you aren't helping bear the load, but there has to be some sort of other issue, or maybe there wasn't a conversation had, and then you're like, oh, if she's gonna do that, then she's gonna do it by herself, and then she's overwhelmed. And so I feel like there are other issues there at play. So I wouldn't blame the act of educating your kids as the thing that's ruining your marriage, or more so that like you guys aren't on the same page as far as educating your kids. And so there was an issue from the start. And so this is just the manifestation of whatever the larger or greater issue is.
What he said. Okay, so how do you speak into your kid's identity as the man of the house?
I'm not big on speaking into my kids' identity. I'm not big on talking those things. The more and more I interact with my kids, I notice that like the more and more they have the negative aspects of my personality or the things that I have. And so that just reinforces the idea that I need to work on these things, right? Like, so they need to see me speak more kindly. They need to see me behave in a way that's consistent with the things that I'm teaching them. So more so than me just saying that I want my kids to be kind, that I want my kids to be generous, that I want my kids to be intelligent, like I need to embody those things, right? Like, so more so than speaking into my kids' identity, I want to act into their identity. I want to be deliberate in my actions so that way that they can see that daddy not only said these things, but he did these things. And so as they will do as I do and not solely as I say, right? So not big on speaking into them, but praying into them and acting into them and modeling for them, like the characteristics and things that I'd like them to do. Like instead of just telling my son to be kind, I'd like him to see me doing kind things. And then he'll say, yeah, my father was a very kind man. And so hopefully he'll model those behaviors from those different interactions that I have in front of him.
Yeah. So what are your biggest high school concerns and plan to solve them? He doesn't have any high school concerns. That's what he's gonna say.
I don't. My son is 10. I'm worried about what he's doing tomorrow. I'm concerned with what he's doing right now. Things I have no control over. I don't obsess on those things because there's so little control I have in my day-to-day that the high school experience is something that I don't even know. Because to be honest, I don't know if my kids will be homeschooled during high school. I don't know if my kids will be in a private school. I don't know if they'll be in a public school. I know as of right now, I'm trying to be a better father to each one of them today. That I have certain things in their character and certain things that like I need to address today. There's so many things I need to do right now today that if I address today, there won't be a concern when they get to high school. Like I said, so there's so many things in their character and with them today that I'd like to address, that if I take care of those things today, I don't have to worry about them when they get to high school. Right? So I know that the stereotypical things that we worry about when they get to high school that like bother us, that we may lament over, but I truly believe that certain concerns that you have, if you address them now while they're younger, those lessons and those things that you teach them and you instill in them should carry over to high school. So I'll worry about the things in high school when they get to high school.
What he said. Okay, this is from Tori. It's from Tori, Sam. So are you going to answer it? What's your favorite part about the other person?
Is this X-rated?
Well, that's not bad. Yeah. You can say what's your favorite part about me.
Your laugh.
See? My favorite part about my husband Like physical part?
Don't say it.
I love how tall he is. He's really, really tall. He's like 6'4". And I've always... Don't be rude. I've always dated men my height or a little shorter. He always makes fun of my ex-boyfriend. Because fun fact, when we met, I had a boyfriend. We didn't break up because my ex-boyfriend and I did not break up because of Sam and I. But I had a boyfriend, and Sam always thought he was creepy. Yeah, I love his height. How did I get down the rabbit hole of an ex-boyfriend? I'm sorry. Well, you edit, so you can take it out. But you're not going to, because you're you. Sam, do you do any of the homeschooling, and any advice for how to involve dad in schooling?
I do very little of the homeschooling. My wife tends to really dominate all the non-elective things. So the English, the math, and all those things. So I usually come in more as like a teacher's aide, in when the teacher needs a bit of a respite, needs a break, before like suspending all the kids, expelling them from school. So I'm more of like a management type of role, more like a principal coming in to give the teacher like a planning break. I say that where I come in tend to be the electives. I'm more of the art person, the music, the teaching through movies, the nature walks, the things that are fun. So like I'm the fun school, and my wife is more like the school.
It's true. He does all the fun stuff with the kids, and they're always like, can we do daddy school today? Because he's the creative. He is a journalist and photographer, whatever, like creative mind. He's got a very creative mind. And so he'll teach them all sorts of fun things through different activities and different things like that. And he brings the fun. He really does. Like, I think that he does the absolute best job at making learning fun and bringing learning to life, especially for our children, and teaching them like natural things like cooking, or like, I don't know, life skills. Like that's more of his jazz, and more things that he's really, really good at. I think do you feel like that's enough?
I feel like it's really awkward back here.
It's not that awkward, babe. I think you're doing a really good job, babe.
I don't think so.
I think you should join me.
One, I don't think my voice is picking up, because I feel like I'm talking like this, and there's no...
Okay, so project, baby, project.
I'm trying.
You feel like you did it there?
Yes, I felt like I did a really good job there.
Projecting? You did something. Okay, so that's... We do have some more questions, but if you guys have any additional questions for us, we'll try to do one of these like once a month.
No, we won't.
I'll get them, okay? Maybe not once a month, maybe once every other month, okay? So let me know in the comments any questions that you have for him. He's really wise. And I would love it if he would join me on camera more often. Oh, maybe we should start a podcast. Would you listen to the Sam and Wendy podcast? I already have a podcast, so I just added extra work on myself. Not right now. But what was I saying, babe? I lost my train of thought. Thank you so much for joining us today. Like I said, leave some more questions that you'll have in the comments, and I'll try to get him to do another Q&A soon. And until next time, bye. Tell him he did a good job, guys.
Get me out of here, please.
Babe, we gotta take pictures.
No.
Yes.
No.
Then what am I gonna put at the front
Screenshot.
of the... No, screenshot your face like me, Muggy.
Just like that, right there. Take that screenshot right there.
No. Look, say cheese. Smile. Give me a kiss. No, give me a kiss. That's not a kiss. Can I get a cheek kiss at least? That was terrible. Can you hold it longer so I can screenshot it? Are you enjoying this? Sam.
Close your eyes.
No.
Close your eyes.
No, I'll give you a cheek kiss.
No, close
No,
your eyes.
I'll give you a cheek kiss.
Close your
no.
eyes.
No.
Close your eyes.
No.
I'm gonna kiss you.
No, you're not. You're gonna make Snuggles kiss me.
Close your eyes.
Get your whole arm around the dog.
Would I make it that obvious if that's what I was gonna do? Close your eyes.
Oh, no, get that back.